Hello everyone, my name is Meet Shah. In this video, we're going to cover how to integrate Facebook Account Kit API into iOS application. We will use Objective-C as a programming language. To give the quick overview of what the Facebook Account Kit is, the Account Kit provides the new user ability to sign up for your application, whether it's a web app or the mobile app, using their email address or the phone number. Now, this email or the phone number doesn't have to be associated with users Facebook profile. It could be any email address or the phone number where the account kit API will send them the 6-digit authorization code, and once the user entered that code, the API will authenticate the user, and it will create the long live session where, as long as the user is active and doing actions in your application, the session is active. If the user comes back to your application and the session is not active, you can challenge the user to receive the new authorization code, and once they enter it back, you can use the API call to authenticate the user and then log in your application. So the best part is that there is no password here for user's account. So if you're a developer wanting to create a new application and you don't want to deal with the overhead of setting up the database and storing users' email address or the password, and you don't never have to worry about getting it hacked because everything is integrated with Facebook API. So in this video today, we're going to explore how to integrate this API in iOS application. We'll start with registering our new app on a Facebook account, and we'll create a new Xcode project, integrate the API with a little bit of Objective-C coding, and we can see how the API will work on our Xcode simulator. So to get started, we are on a Facebook developer page, and I'm going to go to Facebook login, and I'm going to choose option for the account kit. The Facebook login docs is for the native login where you will need users Facebook account to authenticate, but that's not what we're going to do today. So I'm going to go with the account kit. I'm going to choose iOS, and for first step is asking us to create a new application. I'm going to name it account kit 2018. And create a new application. We want to note down this app ID because we will need it later to configure our info.plist file in our Xcode project. So I'm going to save it in my notepad. Next thing we want to do is uh, click on choose app settings. And I'm going to go to our application account 2018. Go to left side navigation and click add product, and click setup account kit. Choose iOS and then click next, and here's all the steps how to get started. So first you want to do is fire up our Xcode, and we're going to create a new single view application. I'm going to name it account kit integration with iOS. Save it on my desktop. Next thing I want to do is open up my terminal and go to my project's root directory. And I want to initiate the Cocoa pods. And next thing I want to do is use the nano editor to edit the Cocoa pods file. I'm going to comment out and specify our iOS platform is 11, and the name of the pod is pod account kit. So I'm going to copy and paste here to Control X, save, and then I want to do is pod install. So once done, one thing we want to do is close our Xcode project, and we want to start using the workspace that it created for us. So this is our workspace, and you can see the two projects here. One is the pods, where is account kit pod, and this is our iOS application project. So next thing we want to do is configure the info plist file. So let's go to back to our Xcode project and go to our info plist and set up our Facebook app ID. So I'm going to do new, and our Facebook app ID is here. Next thing I want to do is select the account kit client token. We want to click on account kit here on the left side navigation and click on get started, and you can see the account kit client token here for our application. So let's copy and put it on info.plist, and now go back to the developer portal and go back to the quick start. So before we do that, let's review this page. So here's two option here. So if you want to configure for the user to only log in with their email address and not the phone, you can turn this off, and this way the user can only sign up for the application using their email. They will not have option to use the phone, but we will keep the both open right now. So there's nothing much to do here. So let's go to quick start. Go to iOS. We did this tab. We did this one. Sorry. Okay, so there's one more thing we will do. So we set up account client token. Next thing we want to do is set up the URL scheme. So click new, scroll here all the way down and click URL types. Item. Under URL identifier, you want to create a new one called URL schemes. And that URL scheme will be AK and our app ID. So I'll do AK, and our Facebook app ID is this guy. Alright. Do Control S to save it. And that's all we need to do. So our Xcode project is configured to get started with account kit API. So please create the new view controller, and I'll call it login view controller, and create the XIB and click create. Next thing we want to do is go to our app delegate, and we want to configure app delegate to initiate the account kit instance, and then we will go to our app delegate did finish launch with option, and we will configure to launch with our login view controller. So our login view will be the first page the user will see when the app will launch. So here in app delegate, we want to import the account kit. Go to app delegate.m file and import account kit, and then akf account kit.h. And we want to do is akf account kit, and do account kit. The next we want to do is modify our date finish with the launching option method, and we want to do account kit akf account kit allocation, and into with response type AKF SS token. Now import our the login view controller, and we want to do login view controller. Oops, sorry. Location. And with the file bundle nail. And the name of the nib file is the same as our view controller. Next we want to do is assign login view controller as a login as a root controller for a window. Into self window, make it key visible. So that's our app delegate. Is basically we just configure app delegate to start with a login view controller. So let's go back to the account kit. It imported the KF account kit and specified the delegate. So let's go to Xcode project under the login view controller. We want to do is into AKF. Before that, we have to first import account kit AKF. Account kit, and then we want to do is account kit AKF view controller. And what we do is use the account view AKF view controller delegate. What to do here is account kit and do is authorization code that we will receive from the API authentication, and then what we do is UI view controller of type AKF view controller. And we're going to do is we're going to specify it as a pending login view controller. Now in our view delegate method, we want to initiate the account kit as AKF account kit init with response type token, and then a pending view controller will be it will be account kit view controller for login resume. Now we want to implement another the view manage method is view will appear and do super view appear animated, and then we want to do is if our pending view controller is not equal to new, then we'll do self. So before you do this, if you go back to the documentation, it says here's a method to prepare the account kit login view controller. So let's copy this code and put in our project file. I'm going to call it program mark upper methods, and I want to remove this one, and I'm going to use, so under prepare you can also choose option to specify the UI for your view controller that the API kit will launch. So we can do login view controller UI manager equal to AKF skin so AKF skin manager location init with skin type AKF skin type classic, and I will do is UI color blue color maybe. Okay, so here under view will appear method. Okay, so looks like it's complaining that we did not import the AKF skin manager, so we'll just do that. Account kit AKF skin manager. Alright, so back to our view up here. We want to do is self into prepare. You will do pending login view controller. So it's basically configuring our the AKF view controller with the delegate and the UI manager. And so once it's prepared, we want to do is we want to present it. So let's do self present view controller, pending view controller, animated yes, and completion. Sorry, no, yep. And once it's presented, we want to deallocate that view controller. So that will configure the login view that will launch. We want to give user ability to choose between whether they want to log in with the email address or the password. So let's implement the two buttons here. First I'm going to do is dashboard. Oops. Login view controller. I want to implement two buttons here. I'm going to call it login with email, and second will be login with phone number. And we'll set background color to be feels like Facebook blue. That's what I'm trying to do. And the text color be white. So not sure if it's actually Facebook blue or not, but just trying to match. And this will be white. It's blue. Okay. Next thing we want to do is add IB action for the button. So I'm going to call it login with email. Oops. So that was IB outlet. So we have to do another one. Let's do action and login with email. And same for the phone number. Login with phone number. Okay, so back to the login view controller. We want to implement for the login view with email. We want to do UI view controller. Similarly, what we did before, and we're going to cast it as AKF view controller. It will be account kit view controller for email login. Use this and do nil, and state will be nil. And I'm going to prepare this view controller, and I will present it. Similarly for the phone number, you should be able to just copy this code here, and here to be view controller, login with phone number, nil. Is implement two delegate methods of AKF view controller delegate. So first is view controller did fail with error, and we'll do localized description. Another delegate method is view controller with access token, and we do log access token dot account ID. So once basically depends on which button user will choose, whether email or phone. One of these action methods will get called, and the view controller will get presented to the user, which will ask user to enter the phone number or the email. And once they will click continue, it will send them the 6-digit code. And once the user gets successfully authenticated, this delegate method should be called did complete login with access token, and we should be able to see the account ID that was assigned to the new user. So do is run this application in simulator. Is my simulator got fired up, the application got launched, and you can see our login view controller with two buttons, login with email and the login with the phone number. So when I tap on log with email, you can see this interface that get shown to the user. This is all controlled by the API kit, and you can enter your email address, type, and you can click next, and it's going to send you the code, which will do it in a minute. Or you can do login with the phone number, and you can enter your phone number here as well. So I'm going to enter my email address, gmail.com, and it says this the code is sent, and you can see this is my Gmail. You can see we receive the code from the account kit. When I click on it, it says click continue, and successful. Just click continue. You are logged in. So if I comes back to my simulator, you can see automatically note that the user has authenticated, and uh, it comes back to the page, and you can see this is our the access token account ID that was created for our user. So that's it. Pretty simple. Next thing we can do is we can build like a next view controller where we can display our account ID. It will also gives you the email address or the phone number that was associated with the account. Before that, let's try login with the phone number. Windows 67. Click next, and you can see it prompt me to enter a 6-digit code. And I'm going to enter my code here. Click continue, and it says verified, and it comes back to a did complete with token, and it print our token here. So that's it. That was today's video demonstrating how to integrate the account kit. The one more thing we can do with the account kit that we didn't do today, there's a few customization you can do to how these the buttons will look appear. You can assign different color, different scheme. You can also modify the text of what should appear here on this page. So when you get chance, please go through all this documentation here. So this is what we did. Login with phone number. You can also pre-fill this one. So one way to do is once a user get logged in, you can save their email address to like any user default, and when the user come back next time, you can use that same thing and pass it to the view controller. So for example, uh, let's do let's look at the email one here. So you can see view controller email, login with the email, and it's called a pre-fill email address. So if I do, so we set it as a nil, but let's say if you save that email address to the user default, and you can come back and say, you can pass it here. Gmail.com. And if I run this one again, you can see the email address already pre-filled with what we pass here. Similarly for the phone number. Um, Next thing we can do is um, it's easy to do. Here's a couple of delegate methods that we already implemented. Um, and the last thing we can do is a logout, which will basically the log out the user. It will uh, cancel the session. So and you can use that to send your user back to the login page. So and then once the user wants to come back, they have to the access token is invalidated. So user has to go back through the login page and go through the whole authentication. Um, and you can do this pretty simple. Just you can add one more button here. It's called logout. Just do IB action here. And under logout, you can do account gate. Uh, Logout, you can do completion, or you can just do logout. And yeah, so once you do, it will just log out the user, cancel session. It will invalidate the access token that we need to keep the session alive. So hope you like this video, and I'll post this video along with the GitHub repository with the code that we walked through today. So feel free to check out the GitHub repository, and if you have any issues or comments, feel free to post it on a YouTube channel. And we're going to do a lot of other interesting YouTube videos. So if you like our channel, please subscribe. And until then, yeah, you all have a very nice day. Thank you.